This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. But here now the news for October 30th, 2023. More than 30 employees have resigned from Governor Ron DeSantis' Central Florida Tourism Oversight District due to a, quote, uncomfortable, stressful, and toxic work environment, according to a report by Jason Garcia for Seeking Rents. Garcia interviewed former employees and obtained several exit surveys that paint a bleak picture of the behind-the-scenes operations of the current district. Governor DeSantis took control of what was previously known as the Reedy Creek Improvement District, or RCID, after the Walt Disney Company publicly denounced the controversial parental rights and education law, which suppresses classroom instruction and discussion about sexual orientation and gender identity. RCID became the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, or the CFTOD, with a new board of supervisors appointed by DeSantis. In the 9 months since Governor DeSantis took control, more than 30 employees with a combined 350 years of experience have quit. These employees include nearly half of the senior RCID leadership team, District Administrator John Klass, the Chief Financial Officer, Building Official, District Clerk, and Fire Department Chief Richard LePere, Public Works Procurement and Facilities Department heads, all gone, as well as key managers who were involved with employee training, fleet maintenance, and fisheries management. It is a toxic workplace right now, said Ulabel Vargas Maldonado in an interview with Garcia. Maldonado was an accountant with RCID for almost 3 years before quitting in September. Exit surveys obtained by Seeking Rents in a public records request say things like, since the new board has been in place and John Klass has been replaced, the morale and overall feeling of the district has taken a turn. Not a good one. That survey by a former executive assistant goes on to say, the legacy of this special district is being destroyed by those who have been placed in power here, and adds that the board and the new district administrator, Glenn Gilzine, are bridge burning rather than bridge building. Another exit survey reads, with the departure of more than 36 employees, the district is no longer functional. Honesty and integrity are core values that no longer exist in the district. A former manager who worked with Reedy Creek for more than 30 years wrote that the Board of Supervisors show a severe lack of trust for employees and made his work uncomfortable, stressful, and demoralizing. A manager who spent more than 20 years with the district said that the transition has been very negative. A department director called the new leadership unqualified and incompetent. Some former employees note their good experiences with the RCID before it became the CFTOD. My experience with RCID was amazing, writes one employee. This has been the best place to work. There was an amazing culture, and you could see the employees really were happy. This changed when the new board and administration was appointed. No CFTOD leaders responded to Seeking Rent's request for comment. The 2024-25 Run Disney calendar of events has been released, including the new Disneyland Halloween Half Marathon weekend, as well as several returning races. The Run Disney virtual series will take place from June 1st through August 31st, 2024. Registration will open on March 26th of 2024. The new Disneyland Halloween Half Marathon weekend will take place September 5th through the 8th of 2024. Club Run Disney registration opens on February 6th, general registration on February 13th. The Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend will be October 31st through November 3rd of 2024. Club Run Disney registration opens on March 5th, general registration on March 12th. The Run Disney virtual 12Ks of Christmas will take place from December 1st through the 31st of 2024. Registration will open on July 9th. The Walt Disney World Marathon weekend will take place January 8th through the 12th of 2025. Club Run Disney registration on April 12th. General registration opens on April 9th. The Disneyland Half Marathon weekend will be January 30th through February 2nd of 2025. Club Run Disney, you get to register on June 11th. Everyone else, June 18th. The Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend will be February 20th through the 24th of 2025. Club Run Disney date is July 23rd. General registration July 30th. And last but not least, the Run Disney Springtime Surprise Weekend will be April 3rd through the 6th of 2025. Club Run Disney registration on August 20th. General registration on August 27th. And we'll see if I survive my first Run Disney event this coming weekend. It's not looking good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Might be taking a couple of bus rides. We'll find out. We reported back in March that the finale scene of It's a Small World of the Magic Kingdom was looking worse for wear. Specifically, the backdrop was stained and discolored pretty much throughout, likely due to condensation, but it's unclear. Over 7 months later, though, Disney has finally cleaned up the walls. The Mary Blair-inspired backdrop in this section is purple with blue clouds. The low lighting in this area pulls focus from the well-lit characters in the foreground. Where we previously saw significant discoloration and damage, white streaks, dark stains, etc., the wall has been cleaned and repainted, and Mary Blair's whimsical design is once again the focus of this ride. Thank you, finally. I don't know why this took so long, but it looks great. It's nice to see. Also, they clearly repainted, we didn't put it in the post, but I sent the photos in. They clearly fixed up the rainforest scene as well. The backdrop looked vibrant and new. But they're clearly not done yet. The jungle scene, or Africa, whatever you'd like to call it, the walls in there are starting to look a little bleak, but it's nice to see that they're working. In phases, at least, they're working. Crews are adding more greenery to the facade of Tiana's Bayou Adventure at the Magic Kingdom. They're also working on the Salt Mine Mountaintop and other details for the new Magic Kingdom attraction. 3 new fake trees have been installed at the base of the mountain, and it looks like longer branches will be installed on the trees later, as there are openings on the current short branches. The trees are around the water tower, the Tiana's Foods water tower. The front of the mill house has also received new paneling, closing up the space between the slanted roofs. The top of the mountain is being formed after the removal of the Splash Mountain tree. It's gray right now as it's being sculpted. The mountain is looking a lot greener thanks to fake moss and grass covering around the rockwork as well. During our last visit, we heard one crew member telling others to make it look more like multiple smaller rocks instead of a few big boulders. We can also now see the mountaintop from the other side of the Frontierland train station. After sculpting is complete, workers will paint the mountaintop to blend in with the brown rock and cover it in greenery. There's way more to this construction update. You can read the rest at WDWNT.com. We could spend the next 10 minutes, but a lot of work happening in the queue and beyond. A wall along the eastern edge of the under-construction World Celebration neighborhood at EPCOT has been moved back, offering us a glimpse at the area as it approaches its previously announced December opening window. The moved walls are across from the Creation Shop, the park's flagship retail location. A small plot of pavement is now visible thanks to the pushback, offering us our first in-person look at the World Celebration pavement and metal ground tiles that were first revealed in June of 2022. Imagineer Zach Ridley, who spearheaded the years-long Epcot reimagining, shared images of the tiles on Instagram last year. He provided insight about the metalwork, writing, "These walkway elements will include metal panels of weathered steel, aka Corten steel, which will cure to form a rich orange-hued patina, providing a distinctive color and a protective corrosion barrier to the solid cast metal panels. These panels will also serve as protective grading for a large number of trees that will follow the architectural curvature of the Connections Cafe and Eatery and the Creation Shop facades." Ridley at the time wrote that the metalwork will pave a pathway between Dreamers Point and the center of World Celebration, which previously released concept art showed the pathway running along the eastern edge of the central World Celebration Plaza in front of the Creation Shop and the Connections Cafe and Eatery. Openings are present between the metalwork, while drainage holes are seen throughout the general pavement. The openings will allow rain to escape through the pavement and, in theory, prevent puddling and buildup, which, as you know, if you've ever been in this section of Epcot, has been a problem for a very long time. Ridley, of course, was promoted to Global Creative Strategy Executive for Walt Disney Imagineering in August of this year, following his work on the Epcot reimagining, because if any project if anyone ever deserved a promotion for a project, it's definitely whoever spearheaded the Epcot expansion, because as we all know, everything went great. I'll leave this to you in the comments, everybody. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor. How's the Play Pavilion going? Oh no. Go back up. Oh man, this program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT and their team will build your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to the Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. It's the best way to skip the line at the Play Pavilion, at the Mary Poppins ride, at all. You can skip the line at all of them. Anyway, the best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. New Viking-inspired Norway Pavilion merchandise has sailed into EPCOT. The new collection can be found at the Fjording, a gift shop between Frozen Ever After and the Kringla Bakery Og Cafe. There's a hoodie for $54.99, a tee for $29.99, a ball cap for $29.99. There's this very cute ear headband for $34.99, a mug which looks a lot like a previously released brown mug of a similar style, but new art and new color for $24.99, a Tervis bottle for $44.99, and a Tervis tumbler for $39.99. If you want to see more photos, they're up at WDWNT.com. If you're on the fence, you need to see more detailed shots before you buy this new Norway merchandise. One woman lost her Pandora souvenirs. Another man was robbed of $400 in cash. Law enforcement investigated a wave of stroller thefts that occurred on a single summer day at EPCOT and Disney's Animal Kingdom, according to a new sheriff's report recently obtained by WDWNT. We previously reported a man was caught stealing car keys from a stroller parked at the France Pavilion in EPCOT on July 21st and then rummaging through the stranger's Kia. Ahmed Snina, 24, of Orlando, was arrested and has been charged with 2 felonies for burglary and motor vehicle grand theft. He pleaded not guilty last week, according to court records. We have now obtained records that show 3 more people reported thefts from their strollers that very same day at Animal Kingdom, and the sheriff's office suspected they may have been connected with Snina. The 3 people reported items taken from their strollers while they were watching the Festival of the Lion King show or riding Dinosaur on July 21st, according to the report. If you're asking why we're reporting this now after it happened in July, it's because the Orange County Sheriff's Office took more than 2 months to respond to a public records request. It's getting crazy. One 42-year-old woman said she used the Lightning Lane to ride Dinosaur. She was gone for only 30 minutes, but when she returned at 6:20 p.m., her stroller had been moved to a different spot, and all of her Disney bags with the souvenirs she'd bought that afternoon in Pandora, the World of Avatar, were missing. The stolen items included a bow and arrow, 2 banshees, and 4 T-shirts. A 21-year-old man parked his stroller outside the theater as he headed into the Festival of the Lion King show. And when the show was over, all the bags he had left in the stroller, including his wallet with his bank card and $400 in cash, were missing. Using his bank card, someone had fraudulently tried to spend $34.60 at Miller's Ale House on Vineland Road, but the transaction was prevented from going through. We don't know if Snina got his Zinger Mountain Melt or not. We have no idea. The third victim, I'm in a mood today. The third victim, a 29-year-old woman, also left her bags in the stroller, but she had a stroke of luck. Her items, the sheriff's report doesn't describe what they were, but were found in the companion bathroom across from Tusker House Restaurant, so nothing ended up getting stolen. The sheriff's report is heavily redacted, but the 3 unidentified victims all said they are willing to prosecute and will testify in court if necessary. The sheriff's report noted these 3 incidents may be related to Snina's alleged crimes. Snina has been charged in connection with stealing the Kia and the stroller in EPCOT, but he does not appear to be charged with any of the crimes at Animal Kingdom at this time. Snina is represented by the Public Defender's Office, which could not be reached for comment. Snina did not return a voicemail for comment on Wednesday either. Folks, don't leave things in your stroller unless it's like something you're willing to be without. I know it's Disney World and you think, it's the safest place. Who would ever commit a crime at Disney World? But it happens, so don't do that. You think they would have caught Snina more easily when he was running with 2 shoulder banshees away from this? I'm joking, that didn't happen. Anyway. Just imagine the guy he's got the controllers in his hand. Park announcements throughout Disneyland Resort will soon be a bit different as both Disneyland Park announcer Bill Rogers and Disney California Adventure Park announcer Camille Dixon have announced their respective impending departures from the resort. The married couple will leave their posts following their iconic 32 and 11-year stints, respectively, due to casting changes at the Disneyland Resort. A specific date for their departure has not yet been announced. News of their departure was initially shared by Mice Chat. Rogers and Dixon have long been the voices behind the in-park announcements at both Disneyland and California Adventure. Their voices have welcomed guests to Disneyland Resort each day, wished them well each night, and delivered various daytime announcements over the public address system for years, providing a smooth, reassuring sense of comfort that another performer will soon attempt to replicate. Rogers initially started doing voiceover work at Disneyland Park in 1991, succeeding the legendary Jack Wagner as the park's announcer. In addition to his role as the voice of Disneyland, Rogers has also done voiceover work for California Adventure, the Walt Disney World Resort, and Tokyo Disney Resort. He even provides the voice of Santa Claus in the It's a Small World holiday at Disneyland Park. Rogers described his job at Disneyland as their announcer as a dream experience in a 2012 video. For as long as I can remember, that rope drop experience has always been a very special one to me because I remember as a child the sheer joy of what it was, knowing I was going to be in Disneyland. The announcer has to come along with some joy and some fun. This really is a dream job. Dixon started as a freelance voiceover performer at Disneyland Resort, but was asked to become the voice of Disney California Adventure in 2012. Her start date in the role roughly coincided with the reopening of the park, the rededication, as you will, when they opened Buena Vista Street and Cars Land, with our first live announcement actually being the introduction of Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger at the Cars Land press event in June of 2012. I was there for that. While Rogers and Dixon will no longer be recording new Disneyland Resort park announcements, they are not retiring from voice acting, and the two will continue to work as voiceover performers. Their working relationship with Disney has not concluded either, as Rogers told Mice Chat that he and his wife will still be heard at D23 and Disney Vacation Club events. The couple is also currently working with Disney Editions, an imprint of Disney Publishing worldwide, on a book about voiceovers at the Walt Disney Company. Space Mountain at Disneyland reopened on October 27th following a 5-week closure for refurbishment, debuting several new and previously unannounced projection effects upon blastoff. The new projections have been added to the attraction, with most of them appearing in the early portion of the ride before its high-speed sequence. The new effects appear after the previously present black hole-like projection effect at the end of the ride's last tunnel portion. The new projections range in subject matter depicted, some showcasing galaxies while others depict multicolored space dust. A few of the projections, namely the blue space dust effect that guests encounter immediately after leaving the tunnel, move with the dust expanding before fading into space. The other effects feature either minimal movement or are completely stationary. The galactic projection at the end of the tunnel portion of the ride was previously the only effect of the sort on the normal version of the attraction. Disneyland Park guests were surprised by the new projection effects again, as they weren't announced previously, but also maybe more surprised by new projection mapping on the ride's exterior. The White Mountain now glows blue, yellow, and red at night. The colors appear to blend together to also create shades of pink, purple, and orange. This projection mapping on Space Mountain makes the building stand out at night with the colors of a galaxy. The Space Mountain exterior was previously lit using projection mapping for special occasions only, namely Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy, a Halloween overlay which is no longer offered. But now this appears to be a permanent thing. It's interesting because it's not moving. There's no movement to it, but they're definitely using the projectors. But either way, nice to see some updates at Space Mountain after just a short little refurbishment. Nice to see some TLC. According to cast members who work on Tale of the Lion King at Disneyland, the show will close permanently on January 7, 2024. Tale of the Lion King premiered at Disney California Adventure in June of 2019. It closed in 2020 due to the pandemic, but reopened with updates at the Fantasyland Theater in May of 2022. Tale of the Lion King is brought to life by the Storytellers of the Pride Lands, a troupe of traveling performers who present Simba's journey in a unique story theater style with live music and dance. The closure hasn't been officially announced or confirmed by Disneyland Resort, so it's possible plans will change, but it's highly likely the closure is coming. It may mean a new show for the Fantasyland Theater, which hasn't seen a new show in a very, very long time. You may remember Mickey and the Magical Map, the last new show that ran at the theater. That ended due to COVID and then was ended permanently. The decision came down during that period as well. So will there be a new show at the Fantasyland Theater? Only time will tell. Disneyland Resort has released a full guide to food and beverages that'll be available at the Palm Breeze Bar, which will open on November 2nd at the Villas at the Disneyland Hotel. The new Disney Vacation Club Villas open in late September. Palm Breeze Bar will open to all guests and feature modern decor inspired by the imaginative artistry of Disney legend Mary Blair. The outdoor bar will feature art inspired by classic Walt Disney Animation Studios films and Disneyland Park. You can read the full menu at DisneylandNewsToday.com. Disneyland Paris shared a first look at the previously announced daytime stage show premiering in February. The show is part of the Disney Symphony of Colors, accompanying the Main Street Electrical Parade-inspired nighttime drone spectacular. Disneyland Paris said on Instagram that the show is bursting with beloved songs, dances, and stories performed by a host of Disney and Pixar characters. It's a colorful new experience that's sure to lift your spirits. The preview image features Mickey on a black and white set with colorful paint spilling over it. Mirabelle from Encanto and Stitch are on the ground in front of the set. This will be the first appearance of Mirabelle at Disneyland Paris. As previously announced, the show will also feature Timon from The Lion King and Joy from Inside Out. While the Disney Symphony of Colors drone show will debut on January 8th, the daytime show will premiere on February 10th. It's expected this will be similar to Dream and Shine Brighter, so it will be sort of a procession that ends in a stage show in front of the castle. That's not confirmed at this point, but it's highly likely. They have some big shoes to fill with Dream and Shine Brighter being gone. But if any entertainment department can do it, it's Paris. Every show I have seen there the last several years has been, as the kids would say, a banger. So I'm looking forward to this. Should be great. La Taniere du Dragon, the Lair of the Dragon at Disneyland Paris, reopened with various enhancements this month after a months-long refurbishment. Walt Disney Imagineering shared photos on Instagram and wrote the following. Guests at Disneyland Paris can once again brave the dingy dungeon under Sleeping Beauty Castle and make eye contact with the mysterious dragon. For the past few months, La Taniere du Dragon underwent a significant refurbishment with the addition of blacklight projectors and specially reactive transparent paint, themed lighting, and show control upgrades and enhancements by our figure finishing team. Incredible work by our Paris Imagineers and Disneyland Paris Central shops. La Taniere du Dragon is a walkthrough attraction beneath Le Château de la Belle au Bois Dormant, which is Sleeping Beauty Castle in Disneyland Paris. It's an opening day attraction. It opened on April 12, 1992, and remains unique to the park. The main feature of the cavern walkthrough is the 89-foot audio animatronic dragon that growls and blows smoke between naps. In 1992, it was the largest animatronic ever built. Of course, that record was broken eventually, but this remains one of the highlights of Disneyland Paris. Again, wonderful to see some love given to this unique and wonderful attraction. Earlier this year, DLP Report shared a sneak peek of a new hallway design for Disney Sequoia Lodge at Disneyland Paris, but now they've been able to confirm that Disney Sequoia Lodge will be completely refurbished. The refurbishment was confirmed by the architecture firm Wildorn. 1,000 rooms, 2 restaurants, the shop, and the pool will all be renovated. The update is expected to begin after the Disneyland Hotel at Disneyland Paris reopens in January, but the exact time frame has not been shared. A new flavor of popcorn is coming to the Tokyo Disney Resort. It's Pistachio. The new flavor is part of the ongoing Dream Go Round 40th anniversary celebration. Pistachio popcorn will be available beginning on November 1st, and it'll be available through March 31st. It looks like the regular buttered popcorn, but with a slightly green tint to it. The popcorn will be available from the Popping Pod in Tomorrowland at Tokyo Disneyland, and as well from the Popcorn Wagon in front of the Liberty Landing Diner in American Waterfront at Tokyo Disney Sea. Sounds good. Tokyo Disney Resort will launch Disney Mobile Order at select dining locations on November 8th, with plans to bring the service to more restaurants in the future. Mobile Order has never been available at Tokyo Disney Resort, leading to long lines at restaurants and even restaurant wait times posted in the Tokyo Disney Resort app. That's always been a thing, though. I just want you guys to know. Tokyo Disney always been very busy. They have to post wait times, and it's not irregular for 30, 60, and more minutes to wait at a counter service restaurant, by the way. Disney Mobile Order will first be available at Plasma Ray's Diner and Grandma Sarah's Kitchen in Tokyo Disneyland, neither of which you should eat at. They're terrible. But also be available at the Casbah Food Court and Yucatan Base Camp Grill in Tokyo Disney Sea. It'll work similarly to Mobile Order at the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts. When inside the park, guests will be able to use the Tokyo Disney Resort app to make their food selections and order and pay. They'll then have a scheduled pickup time to get their food. The pickup time will vary depending on how busy the restaurant is. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Also, early access and live access to the WDWNT podcast when it's recorded. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Welcome to Deep in the Plus. Each week, join host Rob Whiteside as he and a panel of Disney superfans take a different movie or TV show from the Disney Plus catalog. They'll tell you its history, details, and give their review, so you'll know if it's worth your time. Current shows, classic movies, and everything in between. Watch Deep in the Plus live Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern for new episodes, or catch Deep in the Plus anytime on YouTube. on WDWNT TV.